Museums around the world serve as repositories of human history, culture, art, science, and more. They offer a glimpse into the past, preserve priceless artifacts, and inspire future generations. Here's an in-depth look at some of the best and most famous museums globally, categorized by region, type, and significance. 1. The best and most famous museums around the world. Europe. The Louvre, Paris, France. 1. Highlights. The Louvre is the largest and most visited museum in the world. 1. Originally a royal palace, it now houses thousands of works of art, including the Mona Lisa, Venus de Milo, and the Raft of the Medusa. 2. Significance. A symbol of French culture, the Louvre showcases Western art from the Middle Ages to the 19th century, ancient civilizations, Egyptian, Greek, Roman, and Islamic art. The British Museum, London, UK. 1. Highlights. Home to 8 million objects, this museum covers the entire span of human history. 1. Major artifacts include the Rosetta Stone, Elgin marbles, and Egyptian mummies. 2. Significance. The British Museum's comprehensive collection from every corner of the globe makes it one of the most prestigious institutions for world history and archaeology. Vatican Museums, Vatican City. 1. Highlights. The Sistine Chapel, with its iconic ceiling painted by Michelangelo, is a primary attraction. 1. The museums also house Raphael rooms, classical sculptures like the Laocoon Group, and the Gallery of Maps. 2. Significance. As part of the Holy See, these museums hold one of the world's richest collections of Renaissance and Christian art. Museo del Prado, Madrid, Spain. 1. Highlights. Famous for its collection of European art, especially works by Velázquez, Goya, El Greco, and Rubens. 1. Masterpieces like Las Meninas and the 3rd of May 1808 are displayed here. 2. Significance. The Prado offers one of the finest collections of Spanish and European classical art, covering works from the 12th to the 19th centuries. North America. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Met, New York City, USA. 1. Highlights. The Met's vast collection spans 5,000 years of art, from ancient Egyptian to modern American. 1. Key highlights include Washington crossing the Delaware, Temple of Dendur, and medieval armor. 2. Significance. One of the world's most comprehensive museums, the Met is known for its global collection, offering an unparalleled survey of art and culture. The Smithsonian Institution, Washington, D.C., USA. 1. Highlights. Comprising 19 museums, galleries, and a zoo, it's the largest museum complex in the world. 1. Key sites include the National Museum of American History, the Air and Space Museum, and the National Museum of African American History and Culture. 2. Significance. The Smithsonian represents the American experience, from its origins to modern-day contributions in science, culture, and history. The Getty Center, Los Angeles, USA. 1. Highlights. Known for its European paintings, sculptures, manuscripts, and decorative arts, the Getty also offers breathtaking views of Los Angeles. 2. Significance. The Getty is a hub for art research and conservation, focusing on enhancing understanding of Western art. Asia. The National Palace Museum, Taipei, Taiwan. 1. Highlights. This museum boasts 700,000 pieces of ancient Chinese artifacts and artworks, with items dating back 5,000 years. 1. The jade collections, ceramics, and ancient scrolls are key highlights. 2. Significance. One of the largest collections of Chinese art and culture, much of its collection was moved from China during the Chinese Civil War. The Forbidden City, Palace Museum, Beijing, China. 1. Highlights. Formerly the Imperial Palace of the Ming and Qing dynasties, it contains almost 1 million artifacts from Chinese history. 2. Significance. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Forbidden City is a symbol of China's imperial past and its grand architecture. Tokyo National Museum, Tokyo, Japan. 1. Highlights. It features over 110,000 items of Japanese art and history, including samurai armor, pottery, calligraphy, and Buddhist sculptures. 2. Significance. As the oldest national museum in Japan, it showcases the essence of Japanese culture and its artistic heritage. Africa: The Egyptian Museum, Cairo, Egypt. 1. Highlights. The museum houses over 120,000 items from ancient Egypt, including the treasures from Tutankhamun's tomb, colossal statues, and extensive mummies. 2. Significance. The world's greatest repository of ancient Egyptian artifacts, with items from the pre-dynastic period to the Greco-Roman era. Isoko South African Museum, Cape Town, South Africa. 1. Highlights. This museum focuses on natural history and cultural artifacts from southern Africa, with a special focus on fossils, early human remains, and indigenous culture. 2. Significance. It sheds light on Africa's biodiversity and the continent's ancient history. South America: Museo del Oro, Bogotá, Colombia. 1. Highlights. Houses the largest collection of pre-Columbian gold artifacts in the world, showcasing the craftsmanship and culture of indigenous South American civilizations. 2. Significance. A unique look into the material culture of pre-Columbian South America, especially the use of gold for spiritual and ceremonial purposes. Malba: Museo de Arte Latinoamericano de Buenos Aires, Buenos Aires, Argentina. 1. Highlights. Features 20th century Latin American art, including works by Frida Kahlo, Diego Rivera, and Joaquin Torres Garcia. 2. Significance. Malba is a contemporary hub for modern Latin American art and culture, celebrating the region's creativity and social commentary. 2. Types of museums: art museums. 1. Display collections of paintings, sculptures, and other forms of visual art. 1. Famous examples include the Louvre, the Met, and the Rijksmuseum. Natural history museums. 1. These museums focus on the natural world, with exhibits on paleontology, geology, zoology, and more. 1. Notable examples are the American Museum of Natural History, New York, and London's Natural History Museum. Science museums. 1. Institutions that promote science education and innovation, like the Exploratorium, San Francisco, and the Science Museum, London. Historical museums. 1. Focus on preserving artifacts from specific historical periods. 1. The Anne Frank House, Amsterdam, and Yad Vashem, Jerusalem, are examples. Archaeological museums. 1. Specialize in ancient artifacts and archaeological finds. 1. Examples include the Pergamon Museum, Berlin, and National Archaeological Museum, Athens. 3. Unique and unusual museums: the Museum of Broken Relationships, Zagreb, Croatia. 1. Dedicated to failed love stories, it displays personal objects and stories from broken relationships. International Spy Museum, Washington, D.C., USA. 1. Focuses on the world of espionage, with interactive exhibits on spies, covert operations, and intelligence agencies. The Museum of Bad Art, Boston, USA. 1. Showcases intentionally bad or odd art pieces that shouldn't be ignored. The Icelandic Phallological Museum, Reykjavik, Iceland. 1. Exhibits a vast collection of penises and penile parts from different animal species, offering a quirky and scientific look at anatomy. 4. Interesting facts about museums: oldest museum. The world's oldest public museum is the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, England, founded in 1683. Most visited museum. The Louvre in Paris receives over 10 million visitors annually. Largest art museum. The Louvre is also the largest art museum in the world, with more than 380,000 objects in its collection, though only a fraction is on display. Most expensive art piece, Salvator Mundi, by Leonardo da Vinci, displayed in museums like the Louvre Abu Dhabi, is the most expensive artwork ever sold, auctioned for $450 million. Underground museums. The Salt Cathedral of Zipaquirá, Colombia, is an underground church and museum carved from salt mines, a unique blend of architecture and geology. In conclusion, museums around the world provide invaluable insights into human culture, history, and creativity. From grand institutions like the Louvre to quirky specialty museums, they offer spaces to reflect on the past and inspire the future.